folks, and welcome back to Around Our World in 80. Today we're coming to you with another baby gear review, and today we are going over our diaper bag. Now I want to start this vlog by saying that there is no one perfect diaper bag. This was something that I researched way too long, and I ended up just deciding on one thing that worked for us and something that was a little bit more simple so that I could accommodate different things as our baby's needs changed. So we didn't go with like all the crazy pockets or all of the special accessories, and I did focus a little bit more on the aesthetic and just like how simple the bag was, and it ended up working really well for us with just a couple of really cool things. So we ended up going with a bag from Vera Bradley, and this was actually one of the few things that we actually went and looked at in person. We actually went to the Vera Bradley store and looked at some of their different diaper bags. They have ones that are bigger than this, but honestly, I wouldn't want to carry those around. I sometimes think that this is really big, and this is one of the smallest diaper bags that they have. But we just got it in a plain black quilt so that when my husband was wearing it, he didn't feel like he had this like super girly pattern on. That was kind of important to him, and I don't blame him. But we do have a really cute pattern on the inside. It's just this leaf pattern. And what I really like about the inside, and this is pretty typical with a lot of diaper bags, is it's vinyl, and so it wipes really easily. And so when you have spills or wet things or whatever, your inside of your diaper bag isn't going to get all grody because you can just take a paper towel or a wipe and wipe all of that stuff out. Now hopefully you guys can see in here pretty well, but it's a very open compartment and it just has pockets on the inside. This one side has 3 pockets. There's 2 smaller ones on the sides and 1 big one in the middle. And then this other side has 2 big pockets. I really like this because if we're traveling or just going out to a store, I can kind of compartmentalize this inside area depending on what my needs are. It's very handy for when I have my cooler with us. We bought a little bottle cooler, and I can stick the bottle cooler right here and still have half of the bag for all of her other needs. And if I don't need the bottle cooler, then I have all of this space to work with. And it ends up being just very customizable for the situation that you need. So that's why I really like this open design without all of the crazy different compartments. Now one of the compartments that it does have is it has this front area, and this is a diaper changing area. And so you can unzip this, and this folds out into a diaper changing mat. And then you can put your wipes in one of these pockets, and you can put your diapers in one of these pockets. And so it ends up becoming a portable changing area for wherever you guys end up. We've used it several times on trips, on airplanes, different things. And then this part is detachable. So whenever we go on a trip, we basically put this down as our diaper changing table area wherever we end up being. And it's soft and it's comfortable, and I like it too because if we're in a restroom and the diaper changing tray looks totally grody, I can put this on and know that Reagan is on something clean rather than something dirty. And when it gets dirty, you can just throw it in the wash, which is what needs to happen right now. And then when you're done, you just fold it all up and you zip this back up. And then this is just a little magnetic piece that goes over the top and keeps that top part up. The other 2 compartments that it has are these side pockets. These are for your bottles, but it can also hold, say, mom's water bottle or coffee, depending on what time of the day it is. It can hold keys, it can hold phones. It's just a very versatile compartment. And what I do really love is these come with this little strap, and they have these little hooks, and there's a little D hook right here where these clip onto. And what these do is these wrap around the stroller. So we can actually hook this onto our Duna car seat when it's in the stroller position, and it fits pretty perfectly. And then that way it just rolls with our child instead of me having to lug it around if we're at an event or in the airport or something like that. And when you're done, you just unclip it and it stuffs away very, very simply in here, and it doesn't get in the way of me being able to put bottles in there. Very important. The last compartment that it has is this back compartment. It's just a very generic back compartment where it's basically the full width of the diaper bag. This is really good for like my wallet, my keys, my iPad. My iPad ends up there a lot. Whatever you end up carrying, that's just maybe for you and not necessarily for the baby. And that way it's separate from what's inside that may or may not be leaking. And it just keeps things nice and dry. Now, one thing that I have attached to it, because the person that gave this to me was oh so clever and oh so cute, they got me this pacifier holder, and I'm pretty sure you can find it just on Amazon. So I'll put a link in the description so that you guys can get one for yourself. But it's just a pacifier holder that unzips like this, and we stick a couple of extra pacifier holders in there. And if you guys know me, you know I love Disney Bounty, and so when this comes on, it basically makes my diaper bag into a Disney diaper bag, which makes me really happy. Now, just to give you guys a general overview of what we put in our diaper bag, and this is gonna be for just your basic like trip out to the store, or running errands, or whatever. It's definitely not what we are doing when we're packing for traveling, which I do have a video on what we pack for traveling. I will put it in the card, and I will put it in the description so that you guys can see it. But obviously we take bottles with us if we are traveling. It is much easier to just feed right from a bottle instead of having to try to stop and breastfeed. We've gotten stuck in a parking lot for 45 minutes because she wanted to eat at one point in time. I usually bring a blanket. This is probably not going to be as important for summer, but it's really versatile for putting in her stroller in case she's cold, or covering up if I do need to nurse her, or just generally wrapping her up or laying it out on the ground. I always end up needing a blanket, so I end up bringing one all the time. I also bring a burp cloth. I think that one's self-explanatory. And then I bring a bib for when she is drinking from her bottle, so that way it doesn't get all over her clothes. Speaking of clothes, I bring an extra set and I put that on the other side. And then I also end up bringing shoes. Our baby hates wearing shoes, but her feet would get cold, and so, you know, whenever her feet got cold and she was uncomfortable, then I would put her shoes on and she would be happy with me. The other thing that we bring is we bring different toys. So I have a rattle, and I put all of these toys in the bigger compartments, the one that has only 2 on the side. I also bring around this Sophie giraffe. She hasn't started teething yet, but I figure that someday she is going to start teething, and then I'm not going to have a teether with me. So I end up just packing this anyways because it fits pretty nicely in here. And I also bring one of her favorite toys, which is her other rattle. She really likes this raccoon rattle. Then what I do bring with me is her babyators. She has very fair skin like me. If you've seen our running video, these are definitely a must when we go out running because the sun bothers her eyes, so I usually bring these with me, and I put them in the side that has the 3 pockets, and I put them in the one on one of the far side that's a little bit smaller, and it's just for the sunglasses. Then I bring a bunch of these are just kind of like baby hygiene things. So I do bring lanolin just in case I haven't had to use it on the go. Again, I also bring some diaper rash. Again, haven't had to use it. What I have had to use is sunscreen, and most of the time more for me than for the baby because the baby's covered up, and then I realize I'm not. So I did bring sunscreen with me. And then we have been toting around some children's Tylenol with us. Again, I'm expecting there's going to be some time when I'm traveling or doing something and she's teething and I can't get her to calm down. And so it just makes me a little bit more centered and calm when I know that I have this just in case last resort. And I do put this in a separate pocket, one of the smaller ones that's on the sides. And all of the hygiene stuff has been in one of the bigger pockets, the 2 that 2 bigger pockets on the one side. I do bring a little nose syringe, that's pretty important. And I do bring a hairbrush because our child has so much hair and she's getting to the point where her hair is actually starting to get tangled. So if she keeps like scratching her head or, you know, moving her head and trying to look around in the car seat, her back of her head ends up getting tangled. So I have to bring a hairbrush to get the tangles out. So those are all most of the hygiene things. We have been bringing around these boogie wipes. I was really skeptical about these until our baby had her first cold, and then I was sold. So those have gone with us now pretty much anywhere. They're very, very handy. And then the last but not least, and I've talked about this before, is these are actually just doggy diaper bags. They make ones where it's actually meant for like baby diapers and it has a dispenser, but they're way more expensive than just the regular doggy bag that are actually meant for like dogs. They even have like a little paw print on them, and these work just great. And so we bring these so that when we're on the go, we are not having to worry about nasty diapers roaming around in the diaper bag by themselves. Everything zips up really nice, and you'll kind of see I still have a lot of extra space up here in the top. So if I need to put my jacket in there, or my mom found a little purse that actually matches my diaper bag. It has the same pattern on the inside and the same black quilt on the outside. I can stick my purse in there, and then it all zips up very nicely. Of course, I unzipped it all the way, so it's getting a little hard, but it zips up really nice. And we are ready to go. So that's how we do our diaper bag. I hope that's helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. I think that's it for now. Until Sunday, we will see you guys later. Bye!